That's the thing about falling apart. It doesn't happen all at once. It doesn't happen with a crash or a bang or a dramatic moment you'll remember forever. It happens slowly, quietly, like a photograph left in the sun, fading so gradually you don't notice. Until one day you look and the colors are gone and you can't remember when they disappeared. I didn't notice my life was falling apart. I woke up every morning like everyone else. The alarm went off at 6:15. Same alarm, same sound, same groggy reach to hit snooze, same routine for 23 years. I made coffee, same mug, same spoon, same spot on the counter. I kissed my wife on the cheek, same kiss, same cheek, same automatic movement. While my mind was already at the office, she said, "Have a good day." Said you too, same words, same empty exchange, same script we'd been reading from for longer than I could remember. I drove to work, same roads, same traffic, same red light, where I sat every single morning, same radio station playing the same songs I'd stopped hearing. Years ago I parked in the same spots, same space number 147, same walk to the elevator, same floor, same desks, same chair I'd sat in for so long it had molded to my pie. Did my job, same meetings, same conversations, same emails, same stress, same feeling of importance. That meant nothing. I came home, same time, same door, same smell of dinner, cooking, same kiss on the cheek, same how was your day, same fine, same what's for dinner, same nothing important. I ate dinner, same food, same table, same chair, same silence between us that we filled with the television, same shows we didn't really watch, same noise to cover the quiet we were too tired to fill. I watched TV, same couch, same spot, same remote in my hand, same feeling of this is what I work for, this is the reward, sitting here not talking, not connecting, just existing side by side, miles apart. I went to sleep, same time, same side of the bed, same good night. That was more habit than words, same darkness, same thoughts I never said aloud, and then I did it all over again, day after day, week after week, year after year. The same routine, the same roads, the same conversations about nothing important, the same life fading one day at a time. Man, somewhere in all that sameness something started cracking. But cracks are quiet. They don't scream at you. They don't send warning letters. They don't call ahead to say we're coming. They just appear small. At first, hairline fractures you barely see, the kind you walk past every day without noticing. A little less laughter at dinner, not zero laughter, just less, just enough. Less that if you'd been paying attention, you might have wondered where it went. But I wasn't paying attention. A little more silence between us, not angry silence, just the kind that happens when two people run out of things to say because they've stopped living lives worth talking about. A little less holding hands. We used to hold hands everywhere, in the car, the couch, walking through the grocery store. Now, when did that stop? I couldn't remember, and that was the problem. I couldn't remember. A little more staring at phones at dinner, in bed, in the moments when we used to talk. Now we just scrolled past each other's lives, looking at strangers, ignoring the one right next to you. See, didn't notice. Why would I? Everything looked normally. House was still clean. My wife made sure of that. She always did. Devon, when I stopped noticing Evan, when I stopped saying thank you Evan, when I stopped seeing her, the bills were still paid. I made sure of that. That was my job, my role, my contribution. Bring home the money. Never mind that she was bringing home something more valuable. Never mind that she was holding everything together. Never mind that she was raising our children, managing our home, keeping our lives running. While I sat at a desk, while I chased promotions, while I told myself I was the one working hard. The kids were still doing well in school, good grades, good friends, good reports from teachers. They seemed fine, they seemed happy, they seemed like children who had everything they needed. They had everything except me. On paper, on the surface, in the version of our life we showed the world, in the Christmas cards, in the family photos, in the careful answers we gave when anyone asked how we were. Everything was fine, but fine I learned to light as just a comfortable word. For slowly dying, fine is the silence before the storm, fine is the calm before everything breaks, fine is what you say when you don't want to admit the truth. And the truth was we weren't fine, we were surviving, and surviving is not the same as living. My wife stopped telling me about her dad. It didn't notice. I mean, she still talked, of course she talked. She wasn't mute, she wasn't hiding in a corner. She still said words, still moved her mouth, still made sounds, just not really, not the way she used to, not the way she did when we were young, when we were first married, when she'd come home from work and tell me everything, every detail, every thought, every little thing that made her laugh or cry, every annoying customer every funny thing a co-worker said, every dream she had for our future. She'd talk for hours and I'd listen for hours, and we'd stay up too late and laugh too loud and be too happy, and somewhere along the way she stopped and I didn't even notice the silence because I had stopped asking real questions, stopped listening to real answers, stopped seeing her. Not with my eyes, I saw her every day. I knew what she looked like. I knew her hair was grayer. I knew she'd gained some weight. I knew she dressed differently than she used to, saw all of that, but I didn't see her, the real her, the woman inside, the one with dreams she'd given up, the one with fears she'd never shared, the one with a heart that was slowly closing itself off from me. We were two people living in the same house, seating at the same table, sleeping in the same bed, but we were strangers wearing familiar faces, and I didn't notice. I didn't notice the night she cried in the bathroom. I was watching TV, some show. I don't remember. She came out with red eyes, said something was in her eye. I said, "Oh, that happens." Kept watching, didn't look up, didn't ask more, didn't hold her, didn't wonder why her voice cracked. Didn't notice. I didn't notice the morning she sat at the kitchen table just staring out the window, coffee getting cold in her hands. She sat there for 45 minutes just staring. I rushed past her late for a meeting, kissed the top of her head, said, "Love you." Didn't ask what she was thinking, didn't ask if she was okay, didn't sit down, didn't stay, didn't notice. I didn't notice the day she cleaned out her closet, took bags of clothes to donate clothes. She used to love clothes, from when we used to go out, from when we used to dress up, from when we used to have date nights, from when we used to see each other. She bagged them up, drove them away, and I didn't ask why, didn't wonder what it meant, didn't see that she was letting go of more than clothes. She was letting go of us, and I didn't notice my children grew up while I was at work. I know what you're thinking. Every parent says that it's a cliché. It's the thing people say when they run out of real things to say. Clichés become clichés because they're true, because they happen to everyone, because we all make the same mistakes, because we all look up one day and wonder where the time went. I missed the moments, not the big ones. Those I showed up for graduations, birthdays, cool plays, award ceremonies, parent-teacher conferences. I was there for those. I have the photos to prove it, frames on the wall, albums on the shelf, evidence that I was present, evidence that I cared. But the moments in between, the ordinary ones, the ones that don't make it into photo albums, the ones that actually build a life, the ones that create connection, the ones that make a child feel seen, those I missed. I missed the afternoon my daughter learned to ride a bike, not the first time she did it without training wheels. That I was there for that camera-ready, proud father smile. That moment is documented. That moment exists forever. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the afternoon she just wanted me to watch her go up and down the sidewalk for no reason, not learning anything, not achieving anything, just riding, just feeling the wind in her hair, just being a kid, just wanting her dad to watch because she loved me. She wanted me to see her joy because she was 5 years old, and 5-year-olds just want to be seen. I was in the garage fixing something that could have waited a shelf, a broken handles, something unimportant, something I don't even remember. Now she called, "Daddy, watch," and I yelled back, "I'm busy." She rode anyway, up and down without me watching, without me seeing, without me being there, and I missed the joy on her face, missed the way her pigtails bounced, missed the way she smiled with her whole body, missed the moment, just another moment I didn't notice, just another moment I'll never get back. I missed the night my son came home from school crying, not because something terrible happened, not because he was hurt, not because someone died, just because he was 13. And 13 is hard, 13 is confusing, 13 is the age when you need your dad most, when you're too old to hold hands, but too young to figure things out alone. You need someone to tell you it's okay, but everyone feels lost, that you're normal, that you're loved. He needed his dad that night, but I was working late again, chasing something I can't even remember now, a delay, deadline, a promotions, something that seemed so important at the time, something that means nothing now. He told his mom. Instead sat at the kitchen table, late cookies, talked about whatever was hurting him, and by the time I got home, he was asleep, door closed, lights off, and the next morning he was fine, or seemed fine. He ate breakfast, grabbed his backpacks, "See you later," normal voice, normal face, normal 13-year-old boy, and I told myself it didn't matter. I told myself he was okay, told myself boys don't need their dads that much anyway, but it did matter. It mattered because he stopped coming to me after that, not because he was angry. He wasn't the angry type, not because he was holding a grudge. He wasn't that kind of kid just because he learned I wasn't there. And children, once they learn that lesson, ever unlearn it. They adjust, they adapt.